Good morning from the Davidson School of Jewish Education. This is Mark Young, and completing Module 5, 2 assignments in one, both demonstrating video through presentations. This is my phone, and showing this up on YouTube, and showing how I learned from Module 5's how to improve our educational presentations. I'm going to show you a before and after Prezi on my computer. This is the Davidson School Experiential Learning Initiative Journey that I actually presented to a board, but was meant to be educationally minded. And I'll show you very quickly this presentation. And you can see that I talk about the Experiential Learning Initiative, but I give a lot of text, and I actually didn't have that much time to present in the end. So I think this text turned out to be an issue. I did like being able to show pictures to show who our students are. Again, a lot of text about who our master's students are. That was important for these folks to really understand from an educational mindset, but I think I gave them too much information. Again, then throw to the pictures. Same thing from what the experiences were in the internship. And while I got to the pictures and that was exciting, I felt like maybe they were given too much information. And again, showing where they're working, I think was exciting to see their titles, but and the type of organizations over here on the right, but not necessarily the organizations themselves. So also showed who the alumni were. That I think was exciting, and I decided to keep. Show the YouTube of their reflections, which worked out really well. And then the reflections, what we learned, a lot of text. So I thought about what Dan and Kenny said. I thought about having less is more in each presentation. I thought about the rule of 7, and making sure there's like 7 key things to say on every presentation slide, and to think about flow and what really doesn't need to be shown and what can be said. So this is the Davidson School Experiential Learning Initiative MA Journey. Same thing, but I changed the title. But let me show you what I did as a result. First of all, what is Eli? I made it very simple. First of all, I color-coded everything so things jump out at you, and I provided a photo of each portion of our grant. The students that we work with in the MA program, our Jelly in-service program, and try to teach our innovations, and that's a book that Jeff Kress wrote. So that, I think, in itself allows the fellows or the participants in the presentation to keep me more engaged. I actually label who the students are and color code it, so that way when they show the photos, and I updated the cohort 3 photo, I think it's a little more clear. And then a rich and diverse group. I can talk more about it and not give them a whole bunch of text. So you can see I stuck to the rule of 7 and I color-coded the different things I wanted to talk about. And I think that allows us to engage more in conversation. And then when I get to the photos, then it gets a little bit more clear. Same with what they're doing. Kept to colors, kept to the rule of 7, and kept it short. That way they get a prompt, and then I'm able to expand on it when I show them the photos of the retreat, of the mentors, and of our guests. And then also just stuck to the titles and color-coded the titles, added a couple more organizations through their through their logos, which I think was more dynamic, and actually added a photo of one student at their workplace, which I think allowed for a little more engagement, not only of what they're doing, but how they're doing it and what their organizations are like. Kept this part because I think folks really liked seeing the photos, and I think it helped improve the flow of the presentation to understand from their words what the MA experience was all about. These are, board advisory members of the Davidson School that we want to educate in order for them to be more supportive of our work. And then reflections, I can keep it simple, and I may actually improve, strengthen the how big this text is now that I don't have as much of it. It allows me to expand what we mean by having stronger content and experiential education and a richer program experience, for example. And then ending with a photo that's really exciting of our students being really happy. So I want to thank Dan and Kenny and everyone of the e-learning faculty fellowship for teaching me some new things on presentations that I'll both use in the classroom and then when I'm also presenting. And I appreciate the difference between board and board presentations and educational presentations, but I actually found the educational presentation advice very helpful in both formats. So I'm going to upload this now, and thank you. Go e-learning faculty fellowship. Bye-bye.